Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a firework shell casing. One similar to this one here, it involves pleating the cardboard down into these layers, which is very neat. As you can see, it's very flat. It's a little warped, but this is a good shell casing. I'm just going to go over some of the things you're going to need. Most expensive probably would have to be this. This is a mandrel. I had a friend make it for me. This is a 5-inch. You can easily use anything else, like a wooden dowel. You could use a half of a rolling pin. Anything will work for a former for a can shell. You need scissors, optional razor blade, a paintbrush, a little bit of glue. Wood glue works fine, but it really doesn't matter. 70-pound paper. You're going to need a rubber mallet, dowel, and I just use any cardboard to cut out a disc. Now, all I do is I set the mandrel on the cardboard and trace it and cut it out. And then just a small amount of tape. Okay, the first thing we're going to need is our end disc. Now all you do is take your mandrel, set it on top of, or your mandrel or your former, whatever you use, set it on top of your cardboard, trace it, and cut it out. After you do this, use your rubber mallet, and I just softly pound it until it's flat. It's nice and dense like this. And then we need to make our casing. Okay, make sure your paper is lined up and just roll this. For a 5-inch can shell with 70-pound paper, we need to roll this about 5 times over the former. So this is about the... And don't worry that much about telescoping, because that doesn't really matter. As soon as we fold down our layers, that goes away. Okay, so that's about 5 layers. Now use our razor blade, just cut this across. Just roll it on the table to get out any of the creases. Okay, there we go. So you can see that's pretty thick. That's pretty thick casing. So next we take our tape. Just tightly pull down. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to take this tape off later in the process. Okay, this is where we install our end disc. Now, we need to slide the paper on the mandrel and fold it on both sides. Make sure they meet in the middle, or maybe even a little less, like this. Just like that. Make sure there's a little bit of space in between. That's no problem. Okay, this is good. Take our end disc and we put it, make sure it's nice and tight against the mandrel. Fold it again. Okay, we want to slide this paper up a little more. We need to take some glue. Just put it on the inside. Okay. Now there should be a flap in here from when we first started rolling it. What you need to do is take this flap and just bend it down towards the center and flatten it like that. So there should be a little flap right here. Now take your index finger and point the second, grab the flap and pull that towards the center too. And what that should look like is that there should be 2 almost perfect creases. And then do the same thing with the next flap. Pull towards the center. Flatten it out. Grab the second one. Pull towards the center. Okay, we're reaching our last layer. So what you're going to do is you're going to encounter the tape that we put on earlier. Take the tape off. Just throw that away. And try to be really neat with the last layer, because if there's anything I hate is a really crappy outer layer. So just take this down, fold it. And in between every layer that you come across, I like to take the dowel and just kind of tamp it down a little bit. See, just folding. Okay, here we go. This is our, it's not done yet though, of course. Now what I like to do, where is it, right here, my dowel, just tamp it down all around the sides. And we need our rubber mallet. I like to just flatten this. And then the edges, we need to soften the edges up with our mallet. I like to just do this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, whenever you fold, sometimes there's these corners that form. Just soften them up with the mallet. I just sometimes like to just roll it on the table a couple times. Whew, okay. See, I mean, that's a pretty nice bottom. Okay, sometimes these pleats will come undone. So I like to just put a little bit of tape over them until they dry, and then take it off. I don't like taking the casing off immediately because it does need some pressure. So just set it down on the table and leave it like that for a couple hours. And there you go. That's how you make a shell casing.